In the vast reaches of space, a small ship drifted silently through the darkness. Its metal hull was scratched and dented, a testament to the many battles it had endured. Inside, a group of flickering lights illuminated the faces of its weary crew. They were the last of the Zephyrians, an alien race known throughout the galaxy for their advanced technology and beautiful emerald eyes. Captain Lyra, a tall figure with shimmering blue skin, stood at the helm. She gazed out through the viewport, her heart heavy. Just days ago, they had been cast out by the Galactic Council, falsely accused of crimes they did not commit. The voice of the council echoed in her mind. "Your people are a danger. We wash our hands of you." Beside her, Jax, the ship's pilot, tapped at the controls nervously. His short, stocky body trembled slightly, a contrast to Lyra's calm presence. "Where are we going, Captain?" he asked, his voice laced with worry. "For now, we must find refuge. One last chance to restart our home," Lyra replied, her resolve evident. "Earth is our best option. It's a planet, not yet tainted by the Council's judgment." As they traveled, the ship's other crew members, Zara and Milo, busied themselves. Zara, an expert mechanic, tinkered with the ship's engines while Milo, a young technician with bright orange hair, monitored their life support systems. They understood the risks of heading to Earth, but it was their only hope. Days passed as their ship crossed the stars, finally reaching the blue and green planet they had heard so much about, Earth. As they entered the atmosphere, their ship shook violently. Alarms blared and Lyra shouted, "Jax, stabilize us. We can't crash now." With quick fingers, Jax worked to control the ship as they descended. They broke through the clouds and spotted a large forest below. "I see a clearing," he yelled, focusing on the tree line. They skimmed low, and with a massive thud, the Zephyrian ship landed safely amidst the trees. The crew stepped out into the fresh air. The forest smelled rich and alive, a stark contrast to the metallic scent of their ship. They looked around, taking in their surroundings. Captain Lyra took a deep breath. "We made it," she whispered. Before long, they noticed movement in the distance. A group of humans had gathered, curiosity and fear in their eyes. The humans pointed and gasped at the sight of the alien crew. Some backed away while others moved closer. One young woman stepped forward. She had long brown hair and wore casual clothes. "Who are you?" she asked, her tone a mix of caution and intrigue. Lyra approached slowly, trying her best to appear friendly. "We are the Zephyrians. We come in peace and need your help." The woman looked back at the crowd before nodding. "I'm Emma. Can you explain more?" Milo, excited to talk to someone, jumped in. "We're not dangerous. We were cast out by the Galactic Council. We just want a place to stay." The crowd murmured amongst themselves, some intrigued, others still suspicious. Lyra spoke again. "We do not wish to harm anyone. If you can assist us, we will offer our knowledge in return. We bring technology, medicine, and culture." Emma considered this. "You should meet with the officials. They will want to know you're here. I'll help you." With Emma leading the way, the Zephyrians followed her to a nearby town. As they walked, they faced stares and whispers from the people of Earth. Lyra felt their eyes watching her. Would they accept them? When they arrived, the mayor, a stern-looking man in a suit, stood with a few guards. "What brings you to our world?" he asked, crossing his arms. Lyra stepped forward. "We are refugees. We're looking for a home. We can help your planet with our technology and knowledge." The mayor furrowed his brow, contemplating her words. "Refugees are a risk. What makes you different?" Just then, a group of children ran up, captivated by the aliens. Milo crouched down to their level, showing them a small gadget he had. The children gasped as it lit up with colors. Their laughter and joy spread among the adults. Emma smiled. "See, they're harmless. They want to share, not conquer." The mayor's expression softened ever so slightly. After hours of discussion, the mayor agreed to allow them to stay temporarily. "You can set up near the edge of town. But I warn you, people here may not trust you at first." Days turned into weeks, and slowly, the Zephyrians began to integrate into the community. Lyra and her crew shared their knowledge, teaching humans about new sustainable technologies. They healed sick villagers with advanced medicine that was readily available to them. Word of these extraordinary beings began to spread. But not everyone was happy about this new alliance. A group of conspiracy theorists rose in the town, claiming that the Zephyrians were secretly plotting to take over Earth. They rallied followers, shouting about dangers and spreading fear. One evening, as the Zephyrians gathered to plan their next project, a mob emerged from the shadows, shouting and brandishing weapons. "Get out of our town," they yelled. Lyra stepped outside, her heart pounding. "This is our home now. We wish to help, not harm." The mob grew angrier. Emma rushed to Lyra's side. "You have to talk to them. They need to see you're here to help." Lyra took a deep breath and stepped forward. "We have proven our good intentions. We are not here to take over. We bring knowledge, peace, and a bond that can unite us all." Suddenly, a child from the crowd broke away, running towards Lyra. It was the same girl Milo had amazed with the gadget. She reached up and grabbed Lyra's hand. "They're nice," she shouted. This moment of innocence struck a chord. The crowd quieted. Lyra knelt down to the child. "Thank you. We really want to be friends." As the villagers witnessed the bond between their child and the aliens, the air shifted. Some of the anger faded. One by one, people began to lower their weapons. In the days that followed, Lyra and her crew proved themselves. They helped the town thrive through technology and healing. The bond between them deepened. They became heroes, not just refugees. Over time, the tide turned and acceptance bloomed, bringing together two worlds that were once set apart. The Zephyrians had transformed from outcasts into beloved members of Earth. And together, they looked toward a bright future among the stars. Alex, a young, curious astrophysicist working at a remote observatory. Zara, the leader of the alien refugees, intelligent and weary. General Williams, a seasoned military leader, cautious but open-minded. "Here is your story." The old radio telescope hummed. Its giant dish pointed towards the inky blackness. Alex, a young astrophysicist with a mop of unruly brown hair, adjusted the dials, a frown etching his face. The signal was faint, almost lost in the cosmic background noise, but it was there, a repeating pattern that defied any known natural phenomenon. "Damn it," he muttered, running a hand through his hair. "I need Zara to take a look at this." Zara, the leader of the alien refugees, was an enigma. 3 years ago, their ship, battered and broken, had limped into Earth's orbit. They were the survivors of civilization that had spanned galaxies, now hunted and reviled by a powerful, unseen enemy. The Galactic Council, the supposed governing body of the cosmos, had cast them out, labeling them as carriers of a deadly plague. Earth, against all odds, had offered them sanctuary. Alex found Zara in the hydroponics lab, tending the rows of alien plants under the soft glow of artificial suns. Her skin shimmered with a subtle iridescence, and her large, black eyes held a depth of sadness that always made Alex's heart ache. "Zara," he said, "I think I've found something. It's a signal coming from the direction of the Andromeda galaxy." Zara straightened up, her expression hardening. "Andromeda? That's unexpected." They hurried back to the control room, the air thick with anticipation. Alex played the signal, the repeating pattern of clicks and whistles filling the room. Zara listened intently, her brow furrowed. "It's a distress call," she said finally, "but it's unlike anything I've ever heard. The language, it's archaic, almost forgotten. Can you translate it?" Alex asked, his voice barely a whisper. Zara nodded. "I think so, but it will take time." Days turned into weeks as Zara worked tirelessly, deciphering the alien message. Alex, meanwhile, tried to pinpoint the exact origin of the signal, battling atmospheric interference and the limitations of their outdated equipment. Finally, Zara emerged from her quarters, her face pale but determined. "I've translated it," she announced. "It's a warning about the KRYLL. The KRYLL. The name sent a shiver down Alex's spine. They were the force that had driven Zara's people from their homes, a relentless and merciless enemy that consumed entire civilizations. "What does the warning say?" Alex asked, dread creeping into his voice. "It says, the KRYLL are coming here. Zara replied, her voice trembling. "They've found Earth." The news spread like wildfire through the refugee camp, and then to the rest of the world. Panic erupted. Governments scrambled. Militaries mobilized. Earth, which had so recently offered sanctuary, was now facing its own potential annihilation. General Williams, a seasoned military leader known for his calm demeanor, arrived at the observatory. He was a tall, imposing figure, his face etched with the lines of countless battles. "Dr. Walker," he said to Alex, his voice gravelly. "Ms. Zara, I need to know everything. What are we dealing with?" Zara stepped forward, her eyes meeting the general's. "The KRYLO are unlike anything you've ever encountered," she said. "They are not interested in conquest or resources. They simply consume. They strip planets bare, leaving behind nothing but lifeless husks." "How do we fight them?" the general asked, his voice grim. "We don't know," Zara admitted. "No one has ever survived an encounter with the KRYLO. Their technology is far beyond anything we can comprehend." The situation seemed hopeless. Earth, with all its technological advancements, was still woefully unprepared for an alien invasion of this magnitude. But Alex refused to give up. "There has to be something," he said, his mind racing. "Something in the signal, something in Zara's knowledge, some way to fight back." He spent days poring over the translated message, searching for any clue, any weakness. He consulted with Zara, with other scientists, with anyone who might have an idea. Finally, a breakthrough, hidden within the complex alien grammar. Alex found a reference to an ancient weapon, a device capable of disrupting the KRLO's energy matrix. It was a long shot, but it was the only hope they had. "The weapon," Zara said, her eyes widening. "It's a myth, a legend. I never believed it was real." "But it is real," Alex insisted, "and we have to find it." The location of the weapon was buried deep within the KRLO's home galaxy, a place that was now firmly under their control. It was a suicide mission, but Zara knew they had no choice. A small team was assembled, consisting of Zara, Alex, and a group of Earth's best pilots and engineers. They boarded a modified Earth spacecraft, equipped with Zara's advanced technology, and set off on their perilous journey. The journey was fraught with danger. They navigated asteroid fields, evaded KRYLO patrols, and faced countless other challenges. But they pressed on, driven by the hope of saving Earth. Finally, they arrived at their destination, a desolate, abandoned planet in the heart of KRYLO territory. The weapon, according to the ancient texts, was hidden within a massive, underground complex. They entered the complex, their hearts pounding with anticipation. The air was thick with dust and the silence was deafening. They navigated through a maze of corridors, avoiding traps and deactivated defense systems. Finally, they reached the central chamber. And there it was, the weapon. It was a massive, crystalline structure, pulsating with a faint, ethereal light. But the KRYLO were waiting for them. They had anticipated their arrival. A swarm of KRYLO drones descended upon them, their energy weapons charged and ready. A fierce battle ensued. The Earth soldiers fought bravely, but they were outnumbered and outgunned. Alex, armed with nothing but his wits and a laser pistol, found himself pinned down behind a crumbling wall. Zara, meanwhile, was trying to activate the weapon, but the controls were complex and unfamiliar. She struggled to decipher the alien symbols, her fingers flying across the ancient console. Just as the KRYLO were about to overwhelm them, Zara succeeded. The crystalline structure roared to life, emitting a blinding flash of light. The KRYLO drones shrieked and disintegrated, their energy fields collapsing. The weapon had worked, but its effects were not limited to the KRYLO drones. The planet itself began to tremble, as if the very fabric of reality was unraveling. "We have to get out of here," Zara shouted, grabbing Alex's hand. They raced back to their ship, the ground shaking beneath their feet. They launched into space just as the planet exploded, a supernova of energy that sent shockwaves rippling through the galaxy. They had survived, but the war was far from over. The KRYLO were still out there, and they would not rest until Earth was consumed. But now, Earth had a weapon that could give them a fighting chance. As they limped back towards Earth, battered but not broken, Alex looked at Zara, her face illuminated by the glow of the stars. "We did it," he said, his voice hoarse with exhaustion. Zara nodded, a faint smile playing on her lips. "We did, but this is just the beginning." In the not-so-distant future, Earth had become a thriving hub of humanity and technology. People lived in smart homes that could think and respond. Flying cars zipped through the sky, and robots helped with chores. Yet, for all its progress, Earth was still vulnerable. Galactic powers watched from the stars, often unseen and unkind, judging the actions of the inhabitants below. One day, a massive ship fell from the sky, creating a deep scar in a quiet field on the outskirts of a small town. The townspeople gathered, their eyes wide with curiosity and fear. From the ship emerged a group of alien beings. They were tall and slender, their skin a shimmering blue that sparkled under the sun. They had large, expressive eyes, full of worry and hope, and each of them carried a small device that hummed gently. The leader of the aliens, named Zephyr, stepped forward. A mix of strength and grace, Zephyr held up her hands to signal peace. "We mean no harm. We seek refuge," she said, her voice soft but powerful. The townspeople were silent, unsure of how to react. Among them stood a girl named Mia, only 13 years old. She had always dreamed of adventure beyond the stars. Mia felt a spark of bravery and stepped closer to the aliens. "Why are you here?" she asked, her voice steady. Zephyr looked at her with a sense of relief. "Our home planet, Baylor, was destroyed by a galactic government called the Dominion. They cast us out, saying we were too weak. We come to Earth, seeking kindness." The crowd murmured among themselves. Some were afraid, while others felt sympathy for the aliens. A man named Mr. Jenkins, the town's mayor, stepped forward. "We cannot refuse these beings," he said, glancing at the worried faces of his neighbors. "They need our help." After some hesitation, the townspeople agreed to help the aliens. The aliens were taken to a nearby abandoned warehouse. They shared their stories of the Dominion, who enforced strict rules and demanded obedience. The aliens showed the townspeople their device, which could generate energy and grow food. They hoped to use it to fit into life on Earth. Days turned into weeks, and the aliens set to work. With their technology, they improved the town's agriculture. They helped Mia's school create a program to teach about the stars and the universe. The children were fascinated, and Mia often sat with Zephyr, listening to stories of their travels and the wonders they had seen. A bond formed between Zephyr and Mia, a friendship built on curiosity and shared dreams. However, trouble grew on the horizon. A ship from the Dominion arrived, darkening their sky. Commander Calther stepped out. He was imposing, with armor that glittered like a starless night. "You have no right to harbor these exiles," he boomed, glaring at the townspeople. "They are traitors." Fear rippled through the crowd. Mia clutched Zephyr's hand. Mr. Jenkins stood tall. "They are not traitors. They are friends." Calther's eyes narrowed. "Choices must be made, Earthlings," he warned. "You either turn them over or face consequences." With that, he turned and climbed back into his ship, leaving behind a lingering threat. The town was filled with fear the next few days. Some believed they should give the aliens up to avoid conflict. Others, inspired by Mia and Zephyr's bond, stood firm in their support. "We can't betray them. They have done nothing wrong," Mia shouted, rallying the townspeople. Encouraged by her courage, the crowd began to unite with purpose. Together, they devised a plan. The aliens, who had learned much about Earth, could use their technology in creative ways. They constructed a protective shield around the warehouse, making it difficult for the Dominion to breach. The townspeople helped fortify the area, using machines and tools to create barriers. On the day that Calther returned, the town was ready. As his ship descended, clouds of dust swirled around. Calther's voice echoed in the town square. "Hand over the aliens now." He was met with silence. Mia stepped forward, spine straight. "We won't give them up. They are part of our community now." Calther's expression turned to anger. "You will regret this," shouted the commander as his ship fired energy blasts at the shield. However, the shield held strong. The townspeople cheered as they saw their efforts worked. Zephyr moved forward, her shimmering blue skin reflecting the vibrant determination she felt. "We have come to seek peace, not war," she proclaimed. "We will help protect your world from fear." Calther paused, the sudden calm making him uncertain. Mia stood beside Zephyr, her voice unwavering. "The Dominion only uses power to instill fear. Together, we can create a new future, one where everyone belongs." The words resonated around them. The townspeople nodded in agreement, uniting behind them. Seeing the bravery of the Earthlings and the resolve of the aliens, Calther hesitated. "You cannot hide forever," he warned, but doubt clouded his face. "You may not understand how the Dominion works," he said slowly, "but you have shown strength. I will report back." With a gesture, he boarded his ship. The townspeople held their breath as the ship took off, disappearing into the sky. Cheers erupted. Mia felt a surge of happiness as Zephyr embraced her. "You showed them that kindness and strength may go hand in hand," the alien said brightly. The townspeople celebrated, filled with joy and relief. As the weeks went by, the relationship between Earth and the aliens deepened. They shared knowledge, adventures, and stories. The town blossomed, becoming a symbol of unity. Mia often looked at the stars, dreaming of the adventures yet to come. With Zephyr and her new friends by her side, she knew they would always protect each other. Earth had taken them in when the galaxy had cast them out, and in doing so, they had forged a bond that would last through the ages. Anya Sharma, a brilliant and compassionate scientist working at the SETI research facility. Zorgan, a stoic and wise alien leader seeking refuge on Earth. Commander Williams, a skeptical but ultimately understanding military leader. Hashtag the galaxy cast them out, but Earth took them in. The radio waves crackled with static, a familiar sound to Anya Sharma, who had dedicated her life to listening for whispers from the cosmos. Years she'd spent at the SETI research facility in the Nevada desert, her ears yearning for a sign, any sign, that humanity wasn't alone. Tonight, the static resolved into a clear signal, a structured language unlike anything she'd ever encountered. Anya worked feverishly, isolating the signal, cleaning it, running it through every decryption program she could find. The language was complex, mathematical, and hauntingly beautiful. After hours of relentless work, a coherent message emerged, translated by a program Anya had developed years ago. "We are the Zorgonians." The message began. "We flee a great darkness. Our galaxy has turned against us. We seek refuge. Is there any planet that will offer sanctuary?" Anya stared at the screen, her heart pounding. This was it, the moment she had dreamed of, the moment that would change everything. She immediately alerted her superiors, and within hours, the message had reached the highest levels of government. The world held its breath. The response was mixed. Fear warred with curiosity. Some nations advocated for immediate hostility, fearing an invasion. Others, driven by a sense of hope and potential for intergalactic cooperation, argued for cautious diplomacy. Amidst a global debate, Anya was contacted by Commander Williams, a no-nonsense military leader tasked with overseeing the Zorgonian arrival. He was skeptical, his voice gruff over secure comlink. "Dr. Sharma, you understand the gravity of the situation? We can't just open our doors to aliens. We need to be prepared for anything." "Commander, I understand," Anya replied, her voice firm. "But the Zorgonians aren't invaders. They're refugees. Their message speaks of desperation, not conquest." "Desperation can make people do desperate things," Williams countered. "We will proceed with extreme caution. I want you on the team that makes first contact. Your expertise in their language will be invaluable." Days later, a colossal ship, shaped like a shimmering teardrop, emerged in the depths of space and positioned itself in Earth's orbit. The world watched in awe and trepidation. Anya, along with Commander Williams and a team of diplomats and scientists, boarded a shuttle and ascended towards the alien vessel. As they approached, a section of the ship shimmered and dissolved, revealing a vast docking bay. The shuttle entered, and the doors hissed shut behind them. Anya felt a shiver run down her spine. This was it. They were greeted by a delegation of Zorgonians, tall, slender beings with iridescent skin and large, intelligent eyes. Leading them was Zorgan, his face etched with weariness and a profound sadness. Using Anya's translation program, Zorgan addressed the Earth delegation. "We thank you for your willingness to meet us. We know we ask much, seeking refuge on your world. But we are not warriors. We are scholars, artists, builders. Our galaxy has turned against us, consumed by a force we cannot comprehend. We only seek to preserve our culture, our knowledge, our lives." Commander Williams, ever cautious, stepped forward. "Why did your galaxy turn against you? What is this darkness you speak of?" Zorgan's eyes dimmed. "It is a force that feeds on progress, on innovation, on anything that challenges the status quo. It twists minds, sows discord, and ultimately consumes everything in its path. We believe it is a sentient entity, a cosmic parasite that seeks to stagnate the universe." The explanation was unsettling. It spoke of a threat far beyond human comprehension, a threat that could potentially spread to Earth. Williams, however, saw something in Zorgan's eyes, a genuine fear, a desperate plea for help. "We will need to verify your claims," Williams stated. "We will need to understand the nature of this threat. But for now, we offer you temporary asylum. You will be under our observation, but you will be treated with respect." The Zorgonians were granted a designated area in a remote part of Siberia, a vast, empty landscape where they could begin to rebuild their lives. Anya spent weeks working with them, learning about their culture, their history, their technology. She discovered a people of immense creativity and wisdom, a people who valued knowledge and harmony above all else. But the shadow of the darkness loomed large. The Zorgonian spoke of its insidious influence, its ability to corrupt and divide. Anya realized that it wasn't just a threat to their galaxy. It was a threat to the very fabric of civilization. As the weeks turned into months, tensions began to rise on Earth. Some feared the Zorgonians, seeing them as a potential Trojan horse. Others questioned the allocation of resources to support the alien refugees. The darkness, it seemed, was already at work, sowing seeds of doubt and discord. Anya and Zorgan worked tirelessly to bridge the gap between their cultures, to dispel the fear and misunderstanding. They organized cultural exchanges, shared scientific knowledge, and demonstrated the Zorgonians' commitment to peace. One day, a disturbing signal was detected, emanating from deep space. It was a faint, distorted message, but Anya recognized the language. It was the darkness, and it was coming. The revelation sent shockwaves through the world. The threat was real, and it was heading towards Earth. Commander Williams, his skepticism finally replaced by grim determination, mobilized the planet's defenses. Anya and Zorgan worked together to develop a countermeasure, a way to disrupt the darkness signal and shield Earth from its influence. Using Zorgonian technology and human ingenuity, they created a powerful device that could project a field of positive energy, a beacon of hope in the face of despair. The device was deployed, and as the darkness approached, the Earth glowed with an ethereal light. The signal from deep space wavered, weakened, and then vanished. The darkness had been repelled, at least for now. The victory was hard-won, and the future remained uncertain. But Earth had proven its compassion, its willingness to embrace the unknown. The galaxy had cast the Zorgonians out, but Earth had taken them in. And in doing so, humanity had not only saved a civilization, but had also taken the first step toward becoming a true intergalactic community, a beacon of hope in a vast and dangerous universe. The alliance between humans and Zorgonians had just begun, and together, they prepared to face whatever the galaxy threw at them, their hope undimmed,